when we have a threat to the world's greatest source of fresh water, we the people must rise.
People who have never seen the Great Lakes have no idea. And you have to kind of start with the basics with them, that you can't see across them. That is 20% of the surface fresh water on the planet.
Oh, I'd always heard about these straits and about Mackinac Island and this long bridge, and so the startling thing was how incredibly blue it was. It felt like we'd come to the Caribbean almost. And then to learn that there are big pipelines, right, just because that was the cheapest way to go would be to stick them under the lake. I mean, cheapest way to go for Enbridge, but think about what would happen to the economy of this whole region if one of those sprung a leak. Oddly enough, most people don't want to go vacation in an oil slick, you know.
I want to first give people a background on Enbridge and their history. I just want to lay out the groundwork here for why we are concerned about this pipeline. November 1999, Crystal Falls, 226,000 gallons spilled out of Line 5. 2002, Lakehead System, 200,000 gallons spilled in Minnesota. 250,000, 21,000 gallons spilled in Bay County. Another in Bay County, 4,200. 2007, 50,000. In February, 201,000 gallons. July 2010, Marshall, Michigan, 1 million gallons approximately. And Enbridge said at that time they can detect a leak instantaneously. 17 hours passed before someone with a utility company told them that they had spilled 1 million gallons.
We had tar sands oil floating, and it went to the Kalamazoo River, covered 35 to 40 miles. What everyone learned about tar sands oil was that it floats first. Then the benzene burns off into the air. As that burned off, the tar sands oil got heavy, and it began to sink. We still have 180,000 gallons of this thicker sort of peanut butter mayonnaise, if you will, tar sands oil on the bottom of the river. They're still learning about how hard it is to clean up the oil.
It's just very critical that this company be held to the absolute highest standards.
Of course, we all connected to the damage at the other end of the pipe, because when this stuff doesn't spill, when it makes its way down these pipes and into refineries and gets turned into gasoline and gets burned, then it spills into the atmosphere. That happens every single day. We've spilled so much carbon into the atmosphere in the last 200 years that we've raised the temperature of the Earth about 1 degree. If we're not able to slow down this move toward things like tar sands, then the scientists tell us that 1 degree will be 4 or 5 degrees. We gotta save the Great Lakes not just from oil spills, we gotta save them from carbon spills.
Superstorms, huge tornadoes. These things our Earth Mother is telling us. I've had enough. When will we listen?
Enbridge bypassed a very important environmental permit for expansion, and they have increased the capacity. They have done no safety improvements to this pipeline whatsoever. All they've done is flipped a switch, turned up more horsepower, and they're now pumping 2.1 million gallons of oil per day, more than before.
We all have to look inside our heart and our soul and say, what are we called to do? I say we are called, as the temperature, as we heard earlier, rises, and the tides rise, that we, the people, must also rise.
So the good news is that we know what we need to do to stop this. The technology's no secret, it's just we have to put it to use. I'm starting to think we may actually win this big fight. And if I was the Koch brothers, and if I was Exxon, and if I was Enbridge, I'd be scared. They've been left alone for a very long time. And looking at you all here today, it's very clear they will be left alone no longer. This fight is on, and you guys are a huge part of it. Thank you so much.
How lucky are we, everybody? Bill McKibben, thank you very much.